the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me, oh you know him, Shaquille O'Neal. You know this guy too, Kenny the Jet Smith. Our featured matchup tonight in Chicago, where the Bulls will be going up against the Toronto Raptors. For Toronto, relative to last season, their record at this point, not quite up to par. They're looking for answers, looking for improvement as the season continues. And already the grind of the new season starting to show. Shaq, how do you stay fresh for the long haul, both as a player and as just a massive individual?
Veteran guys, you got to know how to pace yourself. And minute restrictions, it really has become a bigger part of the game.
Yeah, I agree. So, injury histories, always taken into account now. This is why you have to develop depth.
How do you stay fresh for the long haul?
Oh, man, I have this drink I put together.
Oh, really? What is it?
Oh, yeah. It's a little, I take tomatoes, right? And I squish them up, and it gets real like tomato sauce.
Uh-huh.
And I put that in. And then I take kale salad. I put that in.
What are you making, spaghetti?
I put ginger in it.
Yeah.
Put that in. I put a little cayenne pepper in. A little bell pepper.
Sounds disgusting.
Ernie, he's making lasagna over there.
Sounds disgusting.
Can I get some of your lasagna?
Oh, man, it's the pepper. It makes you pep up.
Yeah, that'll do it for us. Thanks for tuning in.
We're broadcasting from Chicago as the Bulls get ready to take the hardwood here at the United Center. With David Aldridge on our sideline, and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, this is Kevin Harlan. Well, it was the Chicago Bulls in their last game, a loss to the Bucks. And that does your confidence guys no favor. They got manhandled in that one. It wasn't pretty.
And unfortunately for them, they just ran into a hot shooting team and really had no answers.
Well, they still should have been more active on defense, giving those guys a run for their money.
Smitty, in the early part of the schedule, teams with good continuity tend to have an edge. Some teams can't form any continuity at any time, early or late in the season.
You love those teams, and sometimes we evaluate too much by talent. And yes, talent can take you over the hump and get you a championship or get you into the playoffs. But when you have that team that's been together, when there's 80-90% of the guys returning, this team can get off to a good start. And then also, they usually can sustain throughout the entire year.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Kyle Lowry and Danny Green are the guard tandem. Leonard and Ibaka are the forward pairing. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5, roaming the paint. Parker's shot is off. Well, it was Toronto winning their last game against the Celtics in Boston. Leonard looking over the floor. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Chris Dunn picks one up.
When you think back to 2014, Kawhi was named an All-Star, Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, broke out as a true superstar.
Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. Smitty, as you were saying about Leonard, only 2 other players in league history had obtained all 3 of those honors in a single season.
And those other 2, Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon, have been the only ones to do it. But Leonard did it at a very young age. Maybe the most amazing thing, Leonard still just entering his prime.
Leonard hits them both.
This is where he feels 100% comfortable taking all the free points he can get.
Dunn kicks to Parker. Now the pass to Lopez. And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That's his first foul.
That's something you hate. You're trying to come in with an aggressive mindset, and that early foul could take you right out of it.
About a minute played so far here in the first. Leonard with the steal.
I'll tell you what, terrific anticipation defensively. Tracked it all the way. That pass had no chance.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
Parker's shot is off.
He got a good look from the mid-range area. He needs to shoot this one with more confidence.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. They kick it out to Green. Just 5 to shoot. Over Levine. Valanciunas. Back to Leonard. For the three. Rebound by the Bulls.
Yeah, and they're just hitting 20% of their shots. It's a rough start to this game.
Now here's Valentine. He's guarded closely. Parker dishes to Dunn. Lopez passes to Parker. The rebound by Ibaka.
No hesitation. He took it right to the rack. But a quick reaction by the defense.
Green finds Ibaka. And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Already his second foul here in the first makes it a tough decision whether to leave him in or not.
And the Bulls making a change here. Holiday's checked in. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Pass to Green. Clock at 6. Lowry against Levine, and it's Kyle Lowry with the three. Lowry's got his first 3 points of the game.
A nice three-point shooter. Kyle Lowry extends the defense trying to cover him.
Parker with it. It's Ibaka picking him up. Got a piece of it, and it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Leonard.
And now let's take a look at Kawhi Leonard. The past month has been surreal. Second in steals, fourth in scoring, and he's in the top 20 in assists per game. His talent for creating easy buckets for his teammates, such an asset.
And back to your point, number 2 in steals, he's just a tireless worker. Plays that hard-nosed, on-ball defense. Most guys just can't disengage from him. Now here is Holiday. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. And the foul called on Danny Green. That is his first foul of the game. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. On the wing, Levine, guarded by Green. Shot clock at 5. To end the run.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
The Toronto Raptors, they don't get enough credit for their defense. They were a top 5 team last year in an opponent field goal percentage. And as a group, they close out well and get a hand up on every shot.
Green against Levine. Pass to Valentine. Pass to Parker. Levine against Green. Green with the block.
Good shot blocker for his size. Danny showing great timing right there.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Out left to the wing. Shoots. That's good from Lowry on the assist from Green. Lowry's got 5. And Steve, the Raptors defense, they may not have any first-team all-defenders, but as a group, they're solid.
They have strong rim protection. They were second in the league in blocks. They rebound well as a group. You don't think of the Toronto Raptors as a defensive team, but this team gets a lot of wins because of their defense.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
You start to wonder, in my opinion, is it better to take everything to the rack now or to try at least draw some fouls?
Now here's Lopez. Back to Levine. And the rejection by Ibaka.
And that's how you do it. Ibaka still able to surprise people very quick off the floor.
Leonard kicks to Valanciunas. Down low. Lowry, good. He's got 7.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Lopez. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist.
Lopez knows his length is an asset to him on the offensive end, and he used it right there.
Bounce pass from Lowry. And the pass to Leonard. Ibaka outside. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Holiday, the pass to Lopez. Back to Holiday. 6 to shoot. Green with the block. Outside Leonard. Dishes it to Ibaka. Sweet little floater. Ibaka's got 5.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Holiday finds Parker. It's stolen by Ibaka. Outside Leonard. The putback, and Leonard stays with it.
Kawhi, a double-digit rebounder in college. Scouts knew that would be a transferable skill of his.
Holiday, the pass to Valentine. Holiday against Green. It's Parker outside. Green with the rebound.
There does come a time when you haven't made anything all quarter long. Pass the rock.
And the dunk by Valanciunas.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
It's early, but they have taken full control of this game, and the fans here, they know it.
Chicago calls timeout. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
Yeah, 2 conference rivals. I mean, they'll play each other a total of 4 times this season.
So you know each game they play will hold a lot of importance to both teams.
Some changes for Chicago. Carter comes in for Robin Lopez, and it's Portis in for Parker. A new group in now for the Raptors. Greg Monroe, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Pascal Siakam comes in for Serge Ibaka. White, he's checked in for Green, and it's Fred VanVleet in for Kyle Lowry.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Outside Levine. And there's a whistle that goes against Greg Monroe. That is his first foul of the game. Passes it to Valentine. Ball's knocked loose. 4 on the shot clock. Carter with the 3.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
And Fred VanVleet, the Wichita State product, took some time getting into the NBA, but my goodness, is he a factor now for this team?
You know, I love the way VanVleet can create space with his movement and getting into a defender. Great at reading a defense and finding the right play. He thinks several steps ahead of the play when he's on the floor.
So it's Chicago now, after Toronto got the 3-pointer.
You know, he was looking for revenge, trying to match shots from distance.
Over to the left wing. Fires the 3. The Raptors rebound. Monroe's shot is good.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. Do they start to coast, or do they go right for the juggler?
Good work there as it goes.
Sometimes when Levine doesn't want to challenge at the rim, he goes to the floater.
Van Vliet kicks to Leonard. Pass to Monroe. Releases. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
When you defend a good mid-range shooter, this is how you contest without fouling.
Valentine's shot, good. Valentine's got his first bucket in this one. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Toronto. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
And in that one, it was all about shutting down the paint. They were just terrific in terms of their rim protection.
It was big-time shot blocking. They were energetic, intimidating, and that really affected the outcome.
All right, now let's find out what head coach Nick Nurse had to say to David Aldridge. David.
Well, Kevin, I asked him what the strategy was offensively, and he said, look, we want to avoid having to take so many outside shots. They want to exploit what he described as a mismatch inside. He said, we have the talent down low to make things very difficult on those guys, and we're going to use it. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Here's Leonard after the made shot from Zach LaVine. 2 points, that one goes. 8 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
My opinion, it's been the commitment to pounding the ball inside. That's what's giving them the upper hand.
Now here's LaVine. 23 points for him the last game against Milwaukee. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at the Raptors. They're sitting 8th right now in the early going. And checking out Chicago, 5 games behind.
And for Chicago, this season has to really become a wake-up call for them moving forward. If they didn't recognize before this year that they didn't have the talent to compete in this league, they sure as heck better recognize it now.
I'm sure they do, because it's obvious that the way this team is currently constructed just isn't working. Changes have to be made, and they can't wait too long to make them.
Chicago has gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out, looking cold from outside. No good there. And Toronto will come the other way.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Here's Van Vliet, guarded by LaVine, and stolen by Portis. And Fred Van Vliet is going to pick up a foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Holiday.
You know, the offense is sputtering a bit here, starting to fall behind. And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Van Vliet looking around. That one falls, his second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Portis, the pass to Carter. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Valentine. Great D that time from Leonard.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
And that's it for the first quarter in what's been a very lopsided game. Toronto ahead, just dominating this one. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. Greg Monroe regarded as one of the better big men in the NBA, but in recent seasons, his minutes have been going down. He talked about maintaining his focus.
I'm a player. You know, as long as I'm on the court, whenever I'm on the court, it's just about being productive. You know, it's about continuing on the right path, you know, having the right mindset, the right focus, and just coming in every day and putting in the work and trying to do whatever you can to win games.
Professional mindset. Monroe is seasoned veteran, ready to go when his name is called.
It's challenging to accept a different or lesser role, but Monroe is approaching it like a true pro.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a very convincing performance from the Raptors so far.
They're just not sitting back. They are going for steals, and their activity has been terrific.
You know, sometimes gambling gets you in trouble, but in that first quarter, it was just the opposite.
Dunn and Levine are the guard set. Portis is out there with Carter, and it's Valentine in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
Everybody talked about that huge Jimmy Butler trade last year. Some people criticized the Bulls' return in the deal, but the team seems happy with what they got.
That one doesn't drop.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Knocks it loose and stolen by Dunn. To the inside, Portis, and Portis throws it down.
What I like is when Chris Dunn keeps his poise, keeps his eyes up, good things happen.
Well, talking about that trade, it's obvious the Bulls were thinking full-on rebuild.
Yeah, they got young assets in Zach LaVine and Chris Dunn. Lowry Marketing was a great draft pick. Meanwhile, Jimmy Butler and the Wolves, they lost in the first round of the playoffs.
To the middle. Right with it. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Here's Van Vliet. Outside Leonard for 3. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Levine kicks to Portis. He dishes it to Dunn. Bulls moving the ball around. 6 on the shot clock. Tries it from the top of the key. Rebound by the Raptors. Monroe's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And stolen by Dunn. And here we go. Levine heading to the hoop. Greg Monroe with the rebound. Monroe's got 6 rebounds in the game. Pass to Van Vliet. A floater. Carter with the block. Levine deciding where to go with it. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Good on the bucket.
Terrific dribble move by Zach LaVine. Blessed with the ability to create space to get off his shot.
And Wright kicks to Siakam. Shoots over Portis. No good off the back of the rim. And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Toronto grabs the miss.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
Outside Leonard. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And with Kawhi in this past summer, his health was such an unknown quantity during trade talks. Now that we know that Kawhi is a full go, it looks like a great deal for Toronto. Casts a bit of a shadow and doubt over Kawhi's last year in San Antonio, but it is what it is at this point.
The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard. Well, Steve, when it comes down to how this country is developing young players at the amateur level, do you feel winning is overemphasized in relation to individual skill development?
Yeah, I mean, great question, Kevin. I think in youth basketball right now, youth sports, I think so much now is individually rating individual players that are playing a team sports. I want to see more of rating the team. And I think also guys getting a chance to understand winning is important. A lot of these tournaments, you play 3 or 4 games a day, and it's not so much about winning. I think it has to come down to win or go home. I love that for youth basketball, and then I also love that you're just getting better. And I would love for some of these youth coaches to move these players around. There's a player right now that might be playing the center spot, but let him try to play the guard spot. I think you got to find a way to do that and talk about winning as a team versus individuals.
Smart stuff. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Tipped away. The pass to Levine. Back to Parker. Just 4 to shoot. Good on the triple. Parker's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
That's nice patience by Zach LaVine, finding the open man, not trying to do it all himself.
Ibaka dishes to Leonard. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Lowry against Dunn. And he banks in the layup.
Challenging the heart of the defense, Dunn will break you down if you don't stay connected to him.
Leonard against Parker. Leonard with no one around. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
He's been making plays all quarter on a terrific hot streak, helping to build out this lead.
Parker finds Lopez. Let's go. And Parker gets it to go. The assist by Lopez. Parker's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Great look there from Robin Lopez. Rare to see a big man with that kind of playmaking ability.
Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And he has his fingerprints all over this first half. He is just shooting it so efficiently.
Now here is Lowry. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Celtics in Boston.
Lazy defense against a good score. Turns out not to matter.
Passes it to Felicio. Parker kicks to Lopez. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Shot clock at 6. And Parker, here we go. Count the basket. Parker's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Now Lowry, 7 points in the game. Outside Leonard. And the call will be against Robin Lopez. That is his first foul of the game. Justin Holiday's checked in for Zach LaVine.
Justin Holiday.
Here's Valanciunas. Down it goes, his 3rd basket. He's now 3 for 4.
When you earn your keep inside, you get used to fighting through contact. Valanciunas getting it done.
To the paint, here's Lopez, and Lopez throws it down.
And this is the value of letting the play develop. You find the weakness in the defense.
Leonard on the wing. Kicks to Valanciunas. Back to Leonard. The 19-foot shot. The rebound by Holiday.
Can't convert, but a good opportunity from mid-range. He'll take that every time.
Parker, that's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. Dunn's got 3 assists now in this one. And so Lowry will bring it up for the Raptors. Pass to Valanciunas. In the corner, Ibaka with it. And it's off from 3-point range. Bulls have gone 8 of 14 in the second quarter on field goal attempts. Parker left side. Dunn kicks to Felicio. Here's Parker, and the dunk by Parker.
A little undersized at the 4, but he can get off the ground.
Toronto's gone 6 of 10 from 3-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. Got a piece of it, and stolen by Dunn. Pass to Felicio. Parker with it. Leonard picks him up. Parker passes to Holiday. And good that time.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Leonard on the wing. He kicks it to Valanciunas. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Ralph Smitty, we saw with Jonas Valanciunas, the Lithuanian big man, shooting more threes last season.
Valanciunas saw all the other centers in this league add a three-pointer and wanted in on the action as well. Only took about one a game, but he shot over 40%.
One shot.
Well, free throw drops for Leonard. Steve, when you look back at your career, which years do you remember playing your best brand of basketball?
You know, I think obviously when you're younger, you feel like you have more of an impact with your skill level to go along with your athleticism. I think my best run was about a 5 or 6 year run when I was playing with the Atlanta Hawks and the Portland Trail Blazers. Those two teams, I think I had my best run.
Chicago calls timeout.
This Toronto offense have been going through a transition the last few years. The team used to take a lot of mid-range shots and run a lot of ISOs. They switched to more of a ball movement-oriented style, and it paid off.
Lowry has the open look. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got assist number 5 here tonight. Chicago's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Out to the right wing. Dunn kicks to Lopez. Back to Dunn. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. Dunn's got his second basket. Along with the Raptors' decrease in isolations, the amount of threes jumped up as well.
So true. 38% of shots last year were threes. Raptors took the third most threes in the league last season. We'll see if that trend continues this season, but there has clearly been a shift in how they want to play.
And Chicago shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. Off target with the open look.
And that's the look this offense is designed to produce.
Always frustrating when you do everything right, yet just can't complete the play.
That's tipped. 1:53 left now here in the second. Lopez with the ball. Now Valanciunas defending. Parker against Valanciunas. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Now here's Lowry. He's guarded closely. The pass to Valanciunas. Over Lopez. Score the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight. Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
Yeah, focus, focus, focus. Just make the simple play.
Down low. And Holiday with the basket on the assist by Parker. Holiday's got 4 points this quarter.
Great eye contact. Guys working in tandem in the paint.
Lowry kicks to Leonard. Pulls it from the elbow. Chicago grabs the miss. Right side Holiday. And that one's good. Parker.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Lowry finds Ibaka. Now here's Valanciunas. Kicks it out to Leonard. Lets it go from deep. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
And he's now made 3 three-pointers here in the second, starting to get it going.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Felicio, the pass to Parker. Done outside. Another 3 for Chicago.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Done against Lowry. Passes to Leonard. Over Parker. And the Raptors tack on 2 more.
He is in the zone tonight. Kawhi is carrying this offense.
And so it's Toronto, leading by a full 31 points at the end of the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Kyle, a good first half for you all. How do you continue that for the rest of the game?
We got to come out with our energy. We got to come out and play our game and keep going out there and pushing. Our defense and everybody's rotating, so we're playing together right now.
We'll see if you stay connected in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports, the halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Boy, we have a lot to discuss. Kawhi Leonard is having one of those nights. He had 30 points, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. When does this guy cool off? I mean, he's been stringing together multiple monster games lately. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, the Claw continues to take his game to a new level, Ernie. Incredibly fluid with range nowadays. The tremendous handle, hard to think of a better two-way player than him in the league. And the first half showed his ability to control a game to the fullest.
And Shaq, what'd you think about Chicago?
Well, they're obviously facing a hot shooting team tonight. That combined with a lackluster effort on defense, recipe for disaster, Ernie. Without major improvements defensively, this game is OVA. Over.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
Welcome back to the hustle and bustle of Chicago, a time-lapse view of all the traffic heading toward downtown. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Yeah, you don't think of him as a big-time playmaker, but over the first 2 quarters, that's exactly what he was.
It's a nice change for him and for the team. It's not like he's selfish. We're just not used to him playing that way.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So for Toronto right now, Leonard and Ibaka are the forward pairing. Kyle Lowry and Danny Green are the guard tandem. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5 spot. So it's Chicago now. Here's Dunn. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
At the line for the ball.
And guys, Chris Dunn has outstanding physical tools. Long arms, athletic, great upside at the defensive end.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
The free throw drops in for Dunn. And Dunn has the size to guard either backcourt spot.
I agree. A good rebounder for a guard. Gets a lot of steals. He plays with a high energy level.
Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. And here's Leonard from 3. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, since the rise of the Warriors, we've seen a fair amount of soul-searching by the league's other contenders. There is incredible pressure to shake things up. Now, sometimes it can elevate a team, but we have often seen It also can tear a team apart.
It can be fragile for sure. David, thank you so much. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
He's been so consistent scoring the basketball. It has helped him tack on to this lead.
Done with it. Lowry picks him up. Levine against Valanciunas. Levine kicks to Lopez. 5 to shoot. Here's Valentine. Levine trying to free himself up. Valentine's shot good. Valentine's got 4 points in the quarter.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Up top, Valanciunas. Lopez covering. Knocked loose. Here's Lowry. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the way up. Lowry's got 12 in the game.
Great play calling. The execution. 3 for 3 to start the half.
Parker finds Lopez. Back to Parker. Double team on Parker. Done outside. Over Lowry. Again, Chicago.
And coming out of halftime, coach said they wanted to start fast. How's 4 for 4?
Pass to Ibaka from beyond the arc. And the rebound goes to Lopez.
Even though that one didn't go down, I like the offensive game plan here. 3 for 4 coming out of the break.
Teardrop shot, and it's laid in by Lowry. 14 points for him.
You know, whether he's running the fast break or finishing it, Kyle Lowry is a handful in the open court.
Outside, Levine. Shoots. Rebound by the Raptors. Valanciunas has got 6 rebounds in the game.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Green, the pass to Lowry. Back to Green. Leonard against Levine. The fadeaway. And too long on the shot. And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Here's Parker. The kick out to Lopez. Pass to Dunn. And again, no good by Chicago.
The defender took away the airspace, crowded him. That changed the shot.
Lowry can't get it to go.
And you see why his reputation is so strong defensively. He allows no separation.
And so many defenses are not designed to take away the mid-range jumper, but he's given nothing away.
And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Carter, he's checked in for the Bulls. Portis comes in for Dunn. The Raptors also with a sub. Fred VanVleet is checked in for Kawhi Leonard. It's stolen by Carter. Lowry against Levine. And the pass to Portis. And the foul called on Danny Green. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Well, the NBA has had 3 referee crews for quite a while. Steve, do you think adding a 4th ref would help in any way?
No, I think it'll get a little bit crowded on the floor. I would love to see, I know they won't go back, I love the 2 referee situation. I look at it right now, referee A calls a call, referee B calls a call. It just feels like referee C has to make the next call or get up far as even with the other referees. I would love to see them go back to a 2 referee situation.
3-pointer, Lowry hits it from 3-point range. Lowry's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Yeah, that's a great shot. 3rd 3 of the game for him, 1st in this half.
Levine up top. He's got 6. The dish to Valentine. With some arc. Offensive rebound. Kick out to Levine. Picked his pocket. Here's Van Vliet. 8 points for him. Green, no luck. Now here's Valentine. While recovering, Levine for 3, and the Bulls with another miss.
Obviously, this has been a tough quarter for him, but he's still trying to keep a positive mindset.
And Lowry gets it to go. Lowry's got 9 points now in just the second half. The Bulls shooting in this game 45%. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Portis kicks to Parker. Portis, the pass to Carter. And here is Portis, guarded by Green. Levine for 3. Toronto grabs the miss.
And they could have used that trying to cut into this league. He's been off all night.
Green, the pass to Van Vliet. Carter with the block. Parker against Green. They could use a bucket. And scoring with the play inside is Parker. Parker's got 15 points.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Green against Parker. Shot clock at 6. Here's Siakam. And the foul on Jonas Valanciunas. That's his first foul. Justin Holiday's checked in for Chicago. Then for the Raptors, Greg Monroe. He's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Wright in for Kyle Lowry. Chicago's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Holiday finds Portis. Here is Carter. Parker outside. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Well, it feels quite a while ago that the Bulls put up 72 wins in a regular season.
Well, the Warriors beat that mark 2 decades later, and that was a few years ago. But give the Bulls credit. They've been trying to put together a contender. It's just kind of hard to find another Michael Jordan.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Chicago making a switch here. Payne's checked in. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for the Raptors. And he makes both free throws. Steve, with Toronto being the lone team in Canada in the NBA, they represent a lot for the nation's basketball fans.
Canada has taken a big step forward in their basketball program. More high draft picks are Canadian, and more are on the way. The success, in my opinion, of the Raptors over the last several years has definitely had an impact on Canadian basketball.
Yeah, nice effort there in tracking down the long rebound.
The shot by Holiday, no good. And so it's Wright bringing up the ball for Toronto. They get to take on the Magic at Orlando after this one. That is game 3 of this 4-game trip. Launches it. Chicago grabs the miss. And here is Parker. He's got 17. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Parker's got 19 points.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
The momentum is building, scoring in a bunch of ways. That's why his number keeps getting called.
Monroe kicks to Miles. And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Miles, and he can't bank that one in. And Holiday has it in the corner. Carter outside. Portis kicks to Payne. Just 5 to shoot. Lets the 3 fly. Sinks the three-pointer. Payne's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Holiday against Wright. Back to Van Vliet. And nothing is falling for him right now. Stolen by Miles. Fast break. Here come the Raptors. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Jabari Parker.
Yeah, easy call.
The Raptors have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department.
Taking 2 shots.
Free throw good, Miles. Well, when it comes to getting fans out of their seats, the crossover dribble does it every time. It's so fun to watch. Who are some of the best doing that, you think, Steve?
You know, Kyrie Irving,
Yes.
Steph Curry, Chris Paul, John Wall, James Harden, Jamal Crawford. Those are the guys and names that just stand out. Those are the guys that make the Smitty's top 5 plays under the rim.
Irving's handle is just phenomenal, I think, don't you?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think he's the top of his class.
Chicago calls timeout.
And Coach most likely wants to address their turnover issues. The offense looks forced right now, rush. There's no synergy to it. They have to find a way to work together and remain aggressive without making mistakes.
We see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Levine.
And these sorts of nights can happen. I mean, an extremely rough outing from him in terms of his efficiency. And at this point, the only thing you can hope for is to try to get into some sort of rhythm. Get a couple in a row, try to get to the free throw line, and build some confidence.
Miles against Parker. And again, Chicago turns it over. And let's take this chance now to break out the list of the league's leading teams in the steals department. Number 1, the Raptors.
And it's no accident to see them at that top spot, guys. I mean, great awareness and anticipation. They apply a ton of pressure defensively.
Toronto's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Miles against Carter. And it's Miles missing.
In over his head on the layup attempt there. Too much defensive pressure.
Passes it to Payne. And Wright pulls it down. And it's Wright with the ball for Toronto. Kicks it to Miles. Back to Wright. Here's Siakam, defended by Portis. And it doesn't even draw iron.
Nice move inside. Has the defender beat, just fails to finish.
Pass to Payne. We've got 1:18 left to play in the third. 6 to shoot. Here's Parker. Kept alive. Another shot. The shot by Holiday, no good. Toronto's shooting has been just great so far, up at 56%. Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Parker passes to Holiday. Outside Portis. He kicks to Parker. Shoots over Miles, and that one's good. Parker's got 21 in the game.
Early in this quarter, he's been aggressive and selective with his shots. Tremendous efficiency.
Here's Van Vliet, guarded by Holiday. And the Raptors miss again.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
And that one's good. Parker.
I'll tell you, he is scorching the Nets this quarter. Maybe that'll help wake up some of his teammates.
Right outside. Pass to Monroe. The tray. He can't get that one to fall. And so it's Toronto, holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. And we'll be right back after this. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. We've got Omer Ashik, and it's Payne in at the point. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. The floater. Richardson kicks to Anunoby. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Now here's Miles. Tight defense on him. And he gets the bucket. Miles has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Raptors.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score, you think the losing team would be playing harder. Nope, the opposite.
To the inside, and it's Payne in the corner. Back to Felicio. The stupendous finish in traffic.
No one rotating over to help on the mismatch. Easy lay-in.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Inside. Here's Monroe. And the layup's good off the glass.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Here's Hutchison. Steve, the NBA playing games in foreign countries now during the regular season. You think that'll become a more common occurrence?
I do, Kevin. I think they do a good job of getting a chance to, I would say, gather all the fans around the globe. Our game is going more global. And I think some of the players and some of the teams, they love it. I think a lot of times if they make sure the NBA, they're not sending the exact same teams and get a chance to spread the wealth, I think it's a great idea.
To the wing on the left. Goes up the baseline, and that misses badly. Air ball.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Here's Richardson. Blanketed by the D, he fights to the rim for the layup.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Especially at that kind of height disadvantage. You're looking to score the ball or at least draw the foul.
And the basket by Blakeney.
You got to give a ton of credit to the screener. That play easily opened up the easy layup for his teammate.
The Raptors have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. And Wright kicks to Anunoby. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
When you watch Anunoby play, he does so much well. Makes his teammates better. Not easy to do as a young wing player. He's a fantastic passer and does a very good job of reading the play.
And the first one at the line is good. Well, with Anunoby, so much of his impact, Steve, doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
Yeah, that passing from the wing is what will set OG Anunoby apart in his career. Already a strong defender, doesn't need to touch the ball to impact the game.
So he picks up just one from the line that time. When you look around the NBA, are there any small issues you think could grow into bigger issues, Steve, going forward?
Well, I think the one issue right now is what are teams doing at the end of the year versus trying to stay competitive and win games or trying to look possibly down in the NBA draft lottery.
Right.
I think that's one of those problems that we have to address. I think also small markets, I don't think that's much of a problem if you have organizations in the forefront. Winning is in the forefront. I don't think whether it's small market or big market, guys do look at that as far as endorsements, but I don't think that'll be a problem.
Here's Blakeney. Right through the D for the layup. Blakeney's got 4 points in the quarter.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Richardson with it. And a slam dunk by Richardson.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. To the wing on the left. Ashik, the pass to Hutchison. And there's a whistle that goes against Greg Monroe. That's foul number 2 for him. Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for the Raptors. And the pass to Payne. Clock at 6. Here's Hutchison. No good off the back of the rim.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Passes it to Anunoby. Kicks it to Lowry. Well, we know a lot of NBA players take how they've been rated in a video game, Steve, personal. You've made digital appearances during your career. Did you ever have any issues with the ratings?
No, I didn't. And I think now these players grew up in this generation with video games. So, yes, they take it personally. They understand.
Yes,
and they're playing these games while they're in the NBA. So a lot of them, just like when the media is all over them, they want to have a say-so on how good they are, even in a video game.
The steal. Here's Blakeney. Richardson covering. And the basket by Blakeney. Blakeney's got 6 points in the quarter.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Here's Anunoby. Buries it down low.
And can't do much else. The strength of Anunoby comes in handy on those challenging finishes.
The Bulls have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Blakeney kicks to Ashik, and there's a whistle that goes against Greg Monroe. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Donnie's checked in for Cameron Payne, and the Raptors also making a change. Powell's checked in. Raptors on defense. Here's Felicio. Pass to Dunn. 5 to shoot. Ashik in the post. Monroe on him. Here's Blakeney. The second chance effort. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on Monroe.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Steve, do you think the NBA is heading to a place where ideal lineups will have 5 capable playmakers on the floor, like a more of a positionless game?
Yeah, I think so,
Take a break.
Kevin. I think right now teams are trying to find a guy that's 6'7", 6'8", that defensively can play, guys that are larger, and then on offensive end, somewhat a la Draymond Green, can run point guard for you. So I think right now that's the size and skill set people are looking forward to.
Wait a minute, you just described yourself.
The only difference was we had guys that were 7'2", 7'3", 350, so I had to play the guard position.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Steve, last season, even with Robin Lopez playing 64 games, the Bulls were dead last in block shots.
Yeah, Robin averaged less than 1 block a game for the first time in 6 years. What's really sad about that, he still led the team.
Miles finds Lowry. That's tipped. 6 to shoot. 3-pointer. Felicio with the rebound. And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for Chicago. Pass to Blakeney. Here's Felicio. Dunn outside. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Last season, Toronto had a very mixed season, to say the least. Franchise record 59 wins and the top seed in the East. It all came crashing down as they were swept out of the playoffs by the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. And for the Raptors last season, Steve, it was the ultimate letdown, wasn't it, to have the season end like it did against Cleveland?
Sure was. The team kept insisting things were different last year, and this was their time. Wasn't the case at all. They fell again to the Cavaliers. It was a big disappointment. They looked to shake things up this past offseason.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Lowry kicks to Anunoby. Now here is Monroe. Defense right on him. Takes the 3. Good on the 3-point shot. Anunoby's got 8 here in the quarter.
And it's crucial that Anunoby knocks down that jumper, showing how skilled he is from the perimeter.
The Bulls have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Bulls moving the ball around. They get it back. Parker. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
We've had a full season now, Steve, of the jersey-sponsored insignias and patches. That has become a reality in the NBA. Any thoughts on that so far?
I guess, Kevin, because I'm old school, I don't like seeing it on the jerseys. I like the clean look. I would love to see it on their warm-up jerseys. You know, obviously their warm-up jackets and pants. I just don't like seeing it on the jersey. But I don't think I'm going to win this one, Kevin. I think they are here to stay. I think they might even add more sponsors on jerseys.
Yeah, the look they like is the look of money. Money, that's a good look.
That's the look
they get from those sponsorships, right?
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
Well, this is where he shows both skill and body control along with the attack mindset.
So it's both teams making substitutions here.
One shot, mind the lanes.
The free throw drops for Lowry. Well, not too long ago, Kyle Lowry was a free agent in high demand, Steve. Toronto signed him to that big contract, and it's worked out for both of them.
You know, the Raptors believed in Lowry and were willing to pay up to keep him. They see him as a vital part of this team now. Lowry took some time to mature as a player, but now it's paying off.
At the line for the Bulls, one shot.
One shot.
And the free throw, no good. Well, Steve, we've just come out of the first year where we saw legislation from the NBA about resting players. How do you feel about the new rules so far?
You know, I like them. I love that when you start to see these teams that was resting players on national televised games, but I think overall just resting players. I think our contract says that we play 82 games unless you're injured. And if a guy is injured, you understand. But I love the new rules that was implemented.
I agree. Here's Dunn. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Raptors have gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the fourth. 8 of 12. And a deep three from Lowry. They grabbed their own miss. Valanciunas, good.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Dunn dishes to Parker. Poked away. Anunoby passes to Green. Lowry against Dunn. Over Dunn. The shot by Lowry, no good.
I mean, he's struggling, hitting a low percentage of his shots this quarter.
Parker kicks to Dunn. The pass to Valentine. Dishes it to Parker. 6 to shoot. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. Parker's got 30 points.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Now here's Green. Defense is right there. The three. That's good from Lowry on the assist by Green. 25 points for Kyle Lowry.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Coming out of the break, they've relied on their perimeter offense to generate points. Right now, it's working. You have to credit the pinpoint pass for making that play possible.
Smitty, you're looking around the league right now. Certain players extremely smart. Which guys do you think will make the transition the easiest from player to coach?
You know, some guys that stick out. Chris Paul, I think Mike Conley, LeBron James, obviously. Those guys, they just stick out. You can see their coaches on the floor, Draymond Green. They just have a way because they have those leadership qualities, and also they play the game the right way. They have such a good understanding and a good feel. Those are some of the guys that stand out for me.
That was a good list. You're right. And so Green will bring it up for the Raptors.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Raptors.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Kawhi Leonard.
You know, coming into tonight, hard to say if his intention was to take over the way he did, but as the game evolved, it became clear that he was an alpha dog on the offensive end.
Yeah, the aggressive D inside leads to a missed opportunity there.
You know, he had terrific position, does a good job of affecting the shot without fouling.
Outside, Green. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Danny, a strong defensive effort both individually and team. Now, how comfortable are you at that end of the floor now, knowing that you can make things tough on the opposition?
Well, we want to make them take tough shots. We're not comfortable at any point defensively, but we got to continue to be active and be aggressive and get our hands on loose balls.
It's been the mark of the Spurs for a long time, Danny. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.